Okay, it's about 9 months after my dedication. I began seeing demons on my altar at home. And later on, I heard Satan. I heard his voice. And he told me to be confident in myself. Because I was basically in a lot of, being influenced like online and that. I was listening to a lot of what other people are saying and stuff that really aren't Satanists or something like that. And not what I knew in my heart, my own experiences. And I find that a lot of our own people in Joy of Satan, our members, aren't confident enough. You have an experience or something. Just because somebody else may not understand that experience, or may not have had an experience like that, or can't comprehend an experience like that, that does not make you wrong. That does not make you, you have to have confidence in yourself, your experiences. What have you experienced as an individual? And that's important, because there's no right or wrong there. But anyway, I saw Satan. It was probably in May the following year. So, a lot of people are impatient and they expect Satan to just appear to them. I was surprised because I never thought I'd see him. I never expected to see him, but I've worked very hard for him, and he's always been supportive of me. As I was going through trying times, he was there for me every day, and that says a lot. He's really a wonderful God, and this is not an easy path, okay? This isn't... The Christians are the biggest liars in the world. Of course, we know that, but they talk about, the road to hell is broad, type of deal, or, this type of thing. It really isn't. We're discriminated against, and all kinds of different things. We don't have we have very little support. One thing really upset me is, a while ago, a few years ago, I read about a man who was a Satanist, and out of fear and out of pressure from his family before he died, he turned to that filthy Nazarene. And that man had no support. He had nobody to turn to. And of course, these Christians score another point, when one of our people accepts their lies out of extreme pressure. A lot of our people, I noticed, having psychic experiences where they're feeling uneasy, or they're doubting, their Satanism, or they feel fear, that type of thing. Some Christian or a group of Christians is obviously praying for them. I caught several praying for me. I'm psychic, okay? I was born psychic, and I've always been open. I'm a natural medium, and it's one of the things Satan has written through me. I asked him to. Says, anytime, Father, you want to, write or speak through me, I'm here. That's what I'm here for you. But I can pick up other things too, and like these Christians and that. And I caught several of them praying for me, and I got up in their face about it. And I said, "Were you praying for me?" And well, and it's like, excuse me, ma'am, but I've given my soul to Satan, and I am happy, and this is my choice. This is my free will, and it is my soul. And, usually, you confront them enough, they're going to stop. They don't have the spiritual openness to where they can figure something like that out, type of deal. How would they like it if we were continually dogging them? That type of thing. And eventually, it's probably going to happen because we are rapidly growing and we're gaining power. To the point where they're going to realize that they're living a lie. And, nobody needs to be, we don't push our religion on anybody or try to psychically coerce somebody into accepting Satan. That's wrong. But I'm talking about, down the road, they're going to realize that they've been living a lie, and all their foundation, their support structures, the rug's going to be pulled out from under them. But there's so much in Satanism that takes patience, and you really need to open your mind. And the most important thing that you can do after your dedication is to get yourself in a power meditation program. And even for people who are busy, and I know it's hard, it isn't hard to do void meditation, like if you're at work or something. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Concentrate on what you're doing. Block all your thoughts out and concentrate on your job for maybe 10 or 15 minutes every day. And you're going to find your mind's going to improve. Okay, anybody can do that, even kids in school. I hear teenagers, and I understand it's very hard for satanic teenagers to live in Christian homes. And there's so much that they can do with their mind. like build an astral temple. I mean, before you go to sleep at night or something, if it's quiet or that, they don't know you're asleep. You can do, squeeze in maybe 5-10 minutes of meditation. It's better than doing none, and they can also practice concentrating. Concentrate on the here and now. That's your void meditation. Other people have problems with, void meditation is very, very difficult where you just block out everything in your mind. You just go into a void. But there's different aspects of it. I mean, you focus on your third eye or focus on the feeling of your third eye. And most of us, when our third eye is open, we can feel it. I mean, there's a slight pressure there when you start meditating on it. And that's very normal. But there's so much in Satanism, and when we really, really want something and we really want to do something, Satan will show us how we can do it. He'll show us how we can improve ourselves. And Satan, he's our creator God. He is not threatened by his own creation. He is not threatened, to where, we can't have any power type of thing. Satan is proud of us when we advance ourselves and when we grow and we become as the gods, and he's proud of his creation. It's the enemy who hates us. It's the enemy who fears us. It's the enemy who tries to seal up, our knowledge and our chakras, our mind, this type of thing, because we're a threat, And I mean, it's so obvious, then they put these lies in front of us that they have the audacity to call religion, and there's nothing there. It's just material. There's nothing spiritual there, but they're going to try and say that that's spiritual. But for those of you, who are new to Satanism, or you just done your dedication or whatever, be patient. Be patient, be open. I didn't even expect anything. Like I said, I was very surprised that Satan even appeared to me. I mean, I felt honored, and I'm very honored that I see him regularly. And he those of us who are really, really dedicated and who work for him on a regular basis, he's there for us. He's always there for us, and we will see him. Those of you who are new or whatever that want to follow this path, and it's a hard road. Like I said, we're discriminated against. We don't have the support. I mean, we do now a little bit in the groups and that, but we don't have in every town where we can go to a satanic temple. And a basic satanic temple should be a place of learning, and also where we do group meditations and type of thing like that, as well as rituals. But rituals to Satan, to honor Satan. But I mean, we have a hard road. The road to hell is very hard in a lot of ways. We're expected to advance ourselves. With the other right-hand path religions, they basically teach abstinence. Satan is the god of indulgence and also the god of doing. I mean, the more you do, the more you can do. We're expected to advance our souls. We're expected to, transform ourselves in the sense, spiritually, to where we have some serious power. We're expected to, demons will help us out when we're new. Like we got some problems with, some enemy down the street. I've seen all kinds of things, I'm telling you. I mean, people that have gotten on my case real bad. I mean, they've met with disaster in a lot of my personal life and that, and I'm sure a lot of you can say the same thing, about your own personal lives, enemies and that. When you first, after you've done the dedication, you get demons to look out for you and protect you and punish your enemies. But a lot of it, we're expected, as we evolve in power, we're expected to handle a lot of things on our own. And I mean, we're expected, Satan tells us, well, we got some problems, so we can heal this ourselves. Or, we're having a problem with somebody, well, we can do a cursing ritual ourselves and, and this type of thing. And it's like a good parent has their child grow, like they learn to tie their shoes, they learn to go to the toilet by themselves, learn to feed themselves, learn to dress themselves, learn to take care of themselves, learn to interact socially, grow up and become an adult. Okay, and it's like Christianity, that thing or whatever they call God, keeps his deluded ones in cages. They never advance and they never evolve. But Satan is, he's our father, he's a good parent to us, and we're expected to evolve spiritually. And this is something new for a lot of people. But in closing here, power meditation is very important, and just even doing a little bit every day is better than doing nothing. And hail Satan.